Great. Today we're going to be doing the negative exponents. That means that the exponent is negative, not the base. The base still could be negative, but we're talking about negative exponents here. The base could be positive or it could be negative. So I'm going to show you first why we're going to get what we get doing a pattern. So over here there's enough room we can show the little pattern over here. I'm going to start with 6 to the second power. And I'm going to decrease the power each time, okay? So we're going to start with a positive 2, and we're going to decrease the power by 1 each time. All right, for this, I'm going to write what my answer would be. It would be 36, right? 6 times 6 is 36. 6 to the first power is just 6. So this is decreasing 1. What's going on here? Every time the power decreases by 1, I'm dividing by 6. We already said that anything to the 0 power is going to be 1, but it follows the pattern. 6 divided by 6 is 1. Okay, now if I follow this pattern again, 1 divided by 6 is 1 over 6, because that fraction bar means divide. And that's going to be a terrible decimal, so we're going to leave it as a fraction, okay? We're going to do the same thing here, and we're going to divide by 6 again. I'm going to come down here and say 1/6 divided by 6, keep, change, flip, is 1 over 36, okay? And 1 over 36 is the same as 1 over 6 to the second power. So I want you to see a pattern here. I've got 6 to the negative second would equal 1 over 36 or 1 over 6 to the second power. 6 to the negative 1 would be the same as 1 over 6 to the first power, because remember, if there is no power there or no exponent, it means it's a first power, okay? So anytime I have a negative exponent, it doesn't make the answer negative. Do you see a negative answer here? No, because the base is positive. What happens with a negative exponent is that it ends up flipping and turning into a fraction. You'll put a 1 on top, and then that power will just go on the bottom. 6 to the first goes on the bottom, because this could be 6 to the first. It's the same thing. You would flip it, 6 to the second, it turns into a positive exponent, and you put a 1 on top. That means if I had a 6 to the negative 3, that would be 1 over 6 to the third, okay? Because if I divided this then, again, by 6, that would be doing 6 times 6 times 6 again on the bottom, and that's 6 to the third power. So let's go back up here. When the exponent is negative, you flip it, also known as the reciprocal, and you make the exponent positive. Okay? So here, I'm going to follow that rule of 5 minus 8, and it's going to come out to a negative 3 because the smaller number was first. So if I'm supposed to write this as a positive exponent, I will flip it, and I will make the exponent positive. That's the rule. So here it is. I will flip it, because remember, if this was a whole number, that won't be on the bottom. So I flip it, and I make the exponent positive. I got a negative 5 for my exponent. I flip it, and I make it positive. Now, if the exponent's on the bottom, you still do the same thing. If you have a negative exponent, whether it's a whole number or in the fraction, you still have to flip it and make the exponent positive, because this would be a 1 underneath, right? Which would just be 3 to the second. Okay? So whether the exponent is attached to a whole number or the negative exponent is in a fraction, you're going to flip it, and then you're going to make the exponent positive. Okay? So we're going to simplify this. We're going to flip it, and we're going to make it positive. If it then says that you need to get an answer for that, I would do 3 to the 5th on my calculator, which is 243, but it's not a negative 243. This is a mistake people make a lot of times. The 1 is still on top. The 3 to the 5th is on the bottom, which means the 243 would also be on the bottom. X to the negative 2, I flip it, and I make the exponent positive. I can't solve that one because it's an x. This one, I'm going to flip because it's on the bottom, right? I'm going to put now the 10 is on the top, and I'm going to make that positive. I don't need the 1 on the bottom, all right? If it wanted you to solve it, you would then do 10 to the 6th on your calculator. All right, when we have problems like this, we can, because it's multiplication, we can simplify the numbers. The 4 over 2. 4 over 2 is 2. Then we can do the m's. We have a 4 minus 6. Well, now I have 2 times m to the negative 2. This is the only part that is negative. The 2 is not attached to that negative because it's not in parentheses. So now I have 2 times, flip it and make it positive. Put a 1 under this, and now simplify. 2 times 1 is 2 on the top. 1 times m squared is m squared on the bottom. This would be your most simplified answer. Okay? Let's try another one of those. 15r to the 8th over 5r to the 12th. Okay, first I'm going to simplify that part and get 3. Now this part is 8 minus 12 because it's division. Top goes first, bottom goes second. So now I have 3 times r to the negative 4. 3 is not attached to the r because it's not in parentheses, so I'm only flipping the r and making that positive. If I then want to simplify it, 3 times 1 is 3, 1 times r to the 4th is r to the 4th, and there is my answer. Okay? Let's try another one that's even tougher. Let's do 4x to the x squared times x squared over 2x to the 4th times x to the negative 5th. Okay, we're going to do the numbers first. 4 over 2 is 2. Okay? On here, I'm going to add, because this is times, I'm going to add my 2's. 2 plus 2 is 4. On the bottom, 4 plus negative 5 is negative 1. Okay? This part is a division, all right? Just the x part. That is a division. So now I have 2 times what? 4 minus negative 1. Use your calculator if you have to, or keep change. So now I have 2 times x to the 5th. So some of these can get kind of crazy. You just have to make sure you take your time with them.